Not merely peace in our time.
Hey, what is up guys? Speed here, and today we're going to be looking at a really cool game because we're going to be looking at an Mage loss. Now I know I hear the comments saying, Speed, is this really a video that isn't calling a hero broken? Yes it is. Actually, the thumbnail might say it, I don't know. But nonetheless, smash the like button. We're going to be looking at very hard decision making. We are going to be doing advanced decision making breakdowns here with the Mage. This is a very high MMR game. I'll just quickly go over some of the ranks. We're going to be following Pepita, but rank 255, rank 252, 294, 175, 443, etc. Very high MMR game, and it's been a while since I looked at a loss. And when you look at losses, you get to see decisions players have to make in dire situations more frequently, and that is what we were going to be covering in today's episode, because he really did stall out the game for his team. Unfortunately, they didn't win, but he gave them a chance. Also, you want to consider signing up to the GameLeap website? You know, I'd love to see you there. We have great content we're posting every single day. No, it's not the YouTube content, right? It's more, extra, often even better, and therefore you should sign up down below. Click the link right now, and I hope to see you guys there. Alright, so let's start the episode off with a quick little game. His team's getting dove bot. What should he do? Right here. So he blinks over, he moves his camera over, he sees that a couple heroes lost a little bit of HP. They're extending pretty far. Does he TP right away? Is that the play? What would you guys do, right? And this is one of the harder decisions in Dota because there are so many factors that go into this. After all, if you don't TP, your team's probably gonna all flame you, right? So do you tank the flame and TP into a fight that is seemingly bad, or do you take the chance, avoid the flame, and hope to win the fight? You can see right away here, he does not TP. Guys, this is one of the hardest skills to learn in Dota. It really is. But having the ability to just not go to a fight, basically saying, okay, this fight is just way too bad, is such a skill. And also, what is he doing? Is he jungling through his jungle right now? This is a big deal. In fact, I recently did a Mage replay analysis that will come out probably in 2 or 3 days or so, something like that, over on the website, right? It will come out over there. And I watched this ancient Mage, and his problem is that he constantly would back and take safe farm when there was absolutely nothing threatening him. And in this game, they actually do have a decent amount of cash. You know, after all, they have a DP silence they could use into, that. They have Aether Remnant if that situation comes up. But other than that, it's not too bad. So this is definitely a game where it's in between. It's not terrible. He just has to be careful about a couple of, specific hero combos, such as DP and Void Spirit together. But nonetheless, he'll be okay. And therefore, he's pushing in the lane as much as humanly possible. Even here, he should push in the lane. Why, guys? Why does he instantly turn around? A lot of players would say, oh, it's too close to the tower. Right? It's too close to the tower, I can't do it. He sees the entire team. And I know this might be self-explanatory. Like, it's like, Speed, come on. That's so obvious. But it's what you do in game. I want to burn these ideas into every single player's head, even if you've heard it before, because it is so important. Right? That ancient player, pretty high MMR, right? 4K more, just... we get stuck into these bad fights, these bad engagements, and bad farm, and that doesn't put map pressure, or it doesn't let you push in lanes, which gives you, frankly, the most farm in Dota. Then, after that, he finally backs, right? Only after the Spectre TP's in, he backs. And it's not even to his own jungle, it's to the enemy jungle, right? He's taking the enemy jungle, shutting down their farm, and only when the Spectre TP's back, and they are diving a tier 2, not a tier 1, a tier 2, does he TP in to clean up, hopefully clean up a kill onto the left track, which is what he does. Quick kill, nearly gets the Void Spirit with the Mana Void as well, and he's going to go back to farming right afterwards. Actually, the Void Spirit did end up dying to the tower, and he picks up a double, and that was huge. That decision right there, guys, that sequence of events, in my opinion, is a huge, or the major reason why this player is such a high rank. Not necessarily his ability to last it, not necessarily his ability to deny, his ability to say, okay, this is my spike, this is the exact scenario I need in order to fight in the early game as a hero like Mage. And so once again, he's going to take Ancients here, he clears through the triangle. His team made up a stack, it makes sense, okay, you have a stack, you can go take it. That's gonna amplify your farm a lot, totally reasonable, right? What is he gonna do after that though, right? That's the question, what is he going to do after that? His team just got picked off top, so what does he do? What is his play? His play is to either shove mid as fast as possible, or it is to go bottom. It is one or the other, but a lot of players have this tendency. It's like fights are magnets, and like they're another magnet, and they're just getting pulled in. They get pulled into the fights. But you can see, when he sees a bad fight, He's the opposite. He's pushing away, instantly blinking towards the opposite side of the map. Really nice efficiency on the way there. Doesn't bother with that camp because it's slightly inefficient. Heads all the way over, chops up this wave, goes back, and continues to see them pushing. Now, what does he do here? He's pinging it, right? He's like, oh, this is awkward. This looks bad. So what does he do? He TPs back, right? In this situation, his decision-making tells him that, okay, I can't really threaten them back. Why? Well, are they going to TP back for a tier 2 tower? No, absolutely not. They have no reason to acknowledge any Mage at this point in the game. His split pushing will never be good enough, and therefore he feels like he needs to TP back. After all, they're on his high ground, and that generally makes it a better fight. So he blinks in, leads in, you know, kind of an awkward fight. After all, that blinking is very, very aggressive, but it does allow him to pick up a kill onto the DP, finds a nice little mana void onto the Spectre, and picks up a triple kill. And yeah, guys, if he didn't split push the last fight, he wouldn't have been able to do that. He wouldn't have been farmed enough. Now, unfortunately, he like messes up the cleave 8 times in a row, gets stunned and dies, which was, I actually think there's a chance they win this game if that doesn't happen. Oh my god, it was so painful to watch when I was going over the replay, but nonetheless, he wouldn't have been able to win that fight so handedly if he didn't have a 20-minute manta. A 20-minute manta. 20 minutes. And by the way, guys, right, by the way, he's 6-2. It's not like he's 9-0. He has 2 deaths. But his farming has been very efficient, and it's been primarily lane creeps because he's been addressing the fact that the enemy team is not running at him, they're running at their base. Alright, let's go over 2 more scenarios, and then we will wrap up the video by you guys signing up to the GameLeap website, which is in the link down below. We have great videos over there. Okay, so, getting into this fight, his team gets jumped. The Centaur, unfortunately, blinked into an Aether Remnant, so he can't get his stomp off, which, you know, is basically the main way for the AM to go in. If Centaur lands a stomp, he can try to follow up and burst the person, but unfortunately that doesn't happen, and he feels very uncomfortable jumping in here, rightfully so, right? It's into a huge amount of heroes, the DP ulti is going, and his team is basically all dead already, so what does he do instead? Well, he's gonna sprint to bottom. Once again, I literally can't stress this enough. This is the difference between even like a high rank immortals, and a lot of them are starting to get this down, it just depends about how quick you are, but this is a really big difference between super high mortals and essentially everyone else. The ability to say, okay, we lost a fight, that doesn't mean I go back to my base. Most people just go back to their base after losing a fight, and then they lose the game even quicker because they don't get any farm and they don't put any map pressure. So he cuts the wave, spawning his manta to scout out a little bit, hoping someone walks up the cliff, maybe harass them a bit, and continues to cut the wave. Now, after this bottom wave, where's he gonna go next? Think about it. I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that was like 1 second. But he's gonna go mid. Why is he gonna go mid? Because they're pushing mid. And so in order to stall this push, he needs to cut the wave and then kill the wave that is currently on top of them. Now, you might be saying, Speed, how could he kill the wave on top of them? He can't. So he's gonna ping for someone else to do it because he's already come up with the plan in his head and you can see him pinging, right? Just look at the minimap. He's pinging the wave, telling the Ember Spirit, you need to try to kill this, or you have to try to kill this, you have to try to drag it. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't happen, at least as fast as he wants, so he decides to go back bottom, put some pressure, but decides, okay, once again, this is a fight near our base, therefore we will have a decent amount of vision. Unfortunately, you know, ends up going a little bit weird, but the enemy team TPs out, they manage to catch the CM, and thankfully, they're able to get the Spectre as well. And that was huge from him. And why does that happen? It largely happens because he made the enemy team feel comfortable with pushing. He wasn't even defending. He also forces them to back, right? He makes them want to back. He was split pushing. He puts that annoying little thought in all of their heads that maybe if we overcommit to this push, we're just going to trade racks. Or even worse, we'll lose the racks. And in that case, they would probably lose the game. And last but not least, let's go over this final fight. They see the Spectre on the high ground. He has a silver edge. Yes, don't ask me why. Actually, you can ask me why. Thanks for asking. It's because there's a Spectre and he wants to break the Spectre. Also, it's a pretty decent DPS item on Mage. It really is quite solid stats. Is it good? I'm not really sure. After all, he lost this game and I haven't seen too many other examples, so I don't really know. But my intuition is that it looks pretty good. I kind of like it. But getting into this fight, he's going to dive the high ground. Why? Well, there's 2 heroes dead. His entire team is with him. And therefore, it looks like a pretty good engagement. However, guys, that's always the bait of the high ground. That's always the bait of the high ground. It looks good. We can jump the first guy we see. He's in vision. Let's kill him. But wait, there's more. There's an entire volley of Leshrac, CM, DP nukes and spells that cause him to die. And that's exactly what happens. He gets Atos and he dies. And yeah, once again, I think this combined with the death he had top were the major two reasons why they weren't able to win this game. You know, he just didn't have to make that play. I understand why they wanted to go on the Spectre. He probably thought he could burst him and get out. After all, it was close, he nearly did live, but just be careful guys, no matter how far ahead you get, no matter how big of a comeback you have made, going high ground can always throw the game. Even think about it from the enemy team's perspective this game. Why did they nearly lose? I'm talking about the Spectre DP lineup. Why did they nearly lose? Because they walked up the high ground, probably earlier than they had to, they got slight chained, caught in the base, slowly chipped down, and by the time they wanted to leave, AM was able to TP back and clean them up, right? And therefore, you just have to be careful about what you're doing when you're going high ground. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video about advanced decision making with Mage. By the way, all of this applies to other hard carries. Don't watch this video and say, I can't do this as Slark, I can't do this as Wraith King, I can't do this as TB. It might be harder on a hero like Wraith King as you lack mobility. Might be a little bit harder on Slark as maybe you lack a little bit of wave clear. But after all, every single hero can implement this concept. After all, I just recently posted on the GameLeap website a video about Puppy playing Puck. You want to know what he did? He split pushed constantly because he understood that that's what he wanted to do in the game. He wanted to split up the map, force rotations, and get farm. And so that's what he did. Pretty legit strategy. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Smash the like button, subscribe, and peace. Before you leave, just want to say a quick message. If you're trying to get better at Dota or you just enjoyed that video, I know this is pretty general and you're going to hear this quite a bit from me, but I recommend you sign up to GameLeap.com. Why? Because I put a lot of effort into the content over there, and generally the effort I do there is different from the content you're going to see here on YouTube. It is different. In fact, I usually go a lot more in depth on topics or into niche topics that help you get to the next level even faster. Because on YouTube, I often have to keep it more mainstream, and that's even why I'm putting it at the end of this YouTube video. That's why this is at the end, because a lot of people just watch 5 minutes, they skip through just for like the dopamine spike. But if you are interested in actually getting better at Dota, I recommend you go to the description down below, get your discount right now by clicking the link, sign up, use the discount code that you're going to see there, and I hope to see you there right now. So click it, and yeah, thanks for watching.